Hey guys, I wanted to go over what's going to be our new half-court trap. What we worked on the other night at practice, we're going to shelf that for a little bit. I just think it's too confusing. I think we can implement this really quick and have it ready for the game on Saturday. So, what this is as a trap that we're going to run out of our half-court set. So we're going to drop back into our normal 2-3 zone, and this is kind of like a sneak trap where we're going to basically look like we're set up in a zone, but we're going to basically attack the ball and trap the ball out of our 2-3 zone setup. So similar to the defense we were running the other night, the trigger point is going to be the point guard bringing the ball into the half court. As soon as that happens, as soon as this point guard steps into the half court, we're basically simultaneously, I won't be able to animate this, but we're all going to simultaneously, 2 and 1 will both attack the ball carrier, and at the same time 4 and 5 are going to take the 2 nearest options to the ball carrier. That's just for the, I'm sorry, 3 and 4, not 4 and 5. 3 and 4 will attack the two wings, or the 2 options, whoever the closest 2 guys are to, which is going to leave 5 responsible for 2 players. Very similar to our full court press, but done in a half court set. So, a couple options. If the point guard is to gets rid of the ball to one of these wing players, maybe they jump out and they manage to get the ball over there, then the side's going to continue the trap on that side. Let's say, for obviously, if it's the other way, he throws the ball out to this wing, the trapper moves to here, and then 2 would continue to play this guy. So let's assume, go back to the beginning, 1 and 2 are trapping. Now, we don't really know where these guys are going to line. We don't know where anybody's going to line up. There's always going to be 2 of them. For the 5 down here, 5 is always going to play, obviously, the guy closest to the basket. So if the ball was to basically, let's say that the ball did go over to this way, then 2 peels off to continue the trap. At that point, 5 has got to cheat his way, knowing that this is an easy option pass. He can't eliminate his responsibility here, but he's going to cheat it. We got to assume that our trap is going to make this guy, considering he's still the furthest guy away, we're going to have to leave somebody. We just don't have enough players to cover everybody, so somebody's going to get left unattended. So that's the way it basically works. Again, if it was the other way, if the ball was to go to this side, again, 1 would come over here and we would trap. And in this particular situation, since the player's in the low post, let's just assume for a second that he's closer on the outside, or moved to the outside. He can't go out and commit fully, but he can go and basically have an option. If the guy was to pass it, he would slide. So again, we're leaving the furthest guy away from the play unguarded. So, well, let's just say and then here would be another example. Let's say that he doesn't pass the ball off to anybody, and he continues to play through the press while we're trapping him, and he moves the ball. At this point, if he starts to move this way, and we're continuing to trap, hopefully it'll be a little tighter on him than that. 5's just going to basically shadow him. So 5 should never move any further out of the paint than about here. But so depending on where the point guard goes, if he continues to have the ball and is moving baseline to baseline, if he moved all the way over here, obviously the trappers would be with him. Again, 5 is going to shadow and cheat on his side out to about here. So 5's just never going to really work any closer than this if the point guard still has the ball. He's just going to basically work either side if the trap was going on over here. Now the other part to this would be, let's say for example, that maybe where 3 is covering the closest, the next option. Okay, maybe this guy flashes up and he comes up into here. At this point, 3 has got to abandon his responsibility because he's got a new closest. So 3 is going to have to come off. And still, so he's, same thing with 4. If somebody slashes in or 4 starts to get run out of the play and somebody else becomes the next closest, 4 and 3 have to always look at the ball and know who's the closest guys, because we want to make sure that the 2 easiest guys to pass to are always covered. So again, if this guy flashes up into here, 4's got to switch off, and we want to make sure that we get this. Obviously at this point, 5 would basically slide up to a high position here. He doesn't have to be that low. He could still be in the play. So that's basically how the trap works, half-court trap. And again, the beautiful thing about this is we're going to be able to run it out of our normal setup. So it's going to be kind of a sneak attack because we'll be able to, and we'll develop some type of key for it to that I can yell out that obviously won't tip the other team off. To kind of execute it. It's almost like a blitz in football where we kind of hide it like we're sitting in our 2-3 zone, and then it's like I said, if the second this guy comes, he's dribbling the ball up, this is obviously, we wouldn't be pressing at this point, we're just getting back on defense. The second he comes across, bam, as soon as he comes across the line, everything happens all at once. I can only, like I said, move these individually, but 2 and 1 are going to come up, 4 and 3 are going to come up, and we're going to attack the heart of it, the guy who has the ball and the first 2 available recipient. Oh. And the first 2 available are going to get it. Now, obviously, like I said, they probably wouldn't be all lumped up like this, but even if they are, there's a plan for it. And like I said, at this point, if they're wide out like that, generally speaking, somebody's going to be coming up, is going to be down into the painted area. There's going to have, big guys run to the paint, so there's going to be guys in the low. But let's just assume that they're not. For this, again, we'll put him out on the 3-point line. Again, like I said, we trap. Let's assume a second the ball comes off the point guard, gets it to 3, then the outside guy goes to continue the trap. At this point, the ball's no longer in the point guard's hand. He's got to come out here and legitimately play this guy. So, like I said, again, the concept's always the same with the trap. We always want to leave the guy who's furthest away from the ball. The furthest distance away is the guy who gets left open. So, anyway, we're going to run this at practice on tomorrow night, Thursday night, and we'll go through it. But I wanted everybody to kind of get a visual and see it. So hopefully we'll be able to implement it really quickly at practice and work on some other things. Dante's not going to be there tomorrow night, so this was really made as much for him as anyone else, just so he gets a chance to see it, because he won't even have a chance to see this until we actually play a game on Saturday. So hopefully he gets an idea of what his responsibilities are. Again, Dante would be one of the 1-2s who are going to crash and trap the ball. If, like I said, they pass it off to the one side, who's ever on that side is responsible for going over and continuing the trap. If they pass off of that, we just get back. We drop back into our 2-3 zone. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Like I said, kind of, if you can watch this video twice, that would even be better. Hopefully everybody gets a visual idea of what it is we're going to be doing. We're going to be mixing this up with our full court press on Saturday's game, so we can give them something new they're going to have to worry about. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. This is Wednesday now. I'll see you tomorrow. It's Thursday. I'll see you at practice. Thanks, guys.